Good morning, everyone. I am excited to be here with you today and to be talking about what coaching is really about. So, a lot of people are not that familiar with coaching because it's a field that's only been formalized for about the last 30 years, 30. And there's a lot of people out there who say they're coaching and they're doing some version of coaching, but it's not actually up to the ICF standards, which is the International Coach Federation. And I wanted to do this call just to share why coaching is so powerful. And there's parts that people know and parts that people don't really know, the mysterious part. So that's what I want to share today, is taking a look at the X factor, that little piece that's unknown that I think is so key to what makes coaching amazing. And I also want to share a personal story from my life that exemplifies that very aspect of coaching. And I want to make a special announcement. So 3 reasons to be here today. So when people think about coaching, normally they're thinking about self-awareness. Normally they're thinking about understanding their patterns, gaining insight to why they do what they do, figuring out some tools and tips for moving forward. Hey, good morning, Ivy. And this is what they see as coaching, the gaining awareness, gaining insight. And in fact, some people even become like insight junkies. Like they distinguish all of these things that they do and they have an understanding of it and they feel like the work is done. And that is only one piece of coaching. The more important piece of coaching is being at choice. So it's actually taking that insight that you've obtained and making a different choice than you otherwise would. And that is the part of coaching that's scary. It's the part that's uncomfortable. It's the reason why people come into coaching and they create bigger results than they did before. It's because they're not just gaining insight about themselves, but if you're working with a good coach and you're willing to really step up and empower the coaching process, you're going to be making different decisions than you did before. They create different results than you've had before. So I like to call that the choice point. And the idea is that as we're working with a coach, we're developing insight on our patterns, our behaviors, the reasons that we do, why we do what we do, not so much looking at the past, but looking at the present moment. And then we're making a decision about how to do something different, something that's often outside of our comfort zone and is going to produce that result that's been elusive and hard to obtain for so long. So this is what I see as the critical part about coaching. And I want to talk about a time where that choice point had a big impact on me and people in my life. And this choice point was the first time that I hired a really high-end coach. Now, when I did this, I had never hired a high-end coach before. I never paid over $1,000 for coaching. This coach was $1,200 a month. That was totally new for me. It was really scary. And I also knew in my gut that this is who I wanted to work with and that this person was going to make a difference for me. So I took a sample session with him. We talked about working together, and I was really uncomfortable. So I did what I like to call a survival mechanism thing. Like I walked away to think about it, which meant I walked away to avoid it, to actually avoid making the investment in myself, which I knew was going to create different results. And of course, nothing changed, right? My life went on as normal. So I identified the thing that was going to make a difference for me. It scared me. I walked away from that thing and nothing changed. And I have it that this is how it goes for a lot of people. We see that there's the option to do something different. It's scary. We walk away from it and we end up with the same results that we had before. So I went and thought about it for a few months. And there was this turning point where I was talking to a good friend of mine, and she was looking at making a bigger investment in herself than ever before. And she could see all the reasons why she should do it. She could see the opportunity. She could see that what she really wanted was on the other side of that investment. And she came up with all these reasons to go and think about it or not do it or wait a little while longer before actually making that decision, reaching that choice point. And as I was talking with her about this, I saw all of my excuses that had been going on inside my own head get reflected right back at me. And I was like, oh, God, look at me doing that thing that I'm supporting this other person and doing for themselves. And at that point, she didn't make the choice. And I went home and I called up this coach that I'd been waiting to hire. And I said, you know what, like, I've been waiting, and I see that this is just part of my patterns. It's what I do, and I'm ready to make the investment. But it wasn't pretty. I wanted to say, it was not a pretty situation. I actually cried. I was so scared. It was a decision that was so big and so scary to me that I cried. And I remember he said to me, hey, thanks for doing the work. Thanks for actually making the choice and moving yourself forward. And if you need to call me in an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or multiple times today because you're scared, that's okay. You can call me. Because that is the magic of this work and the magic of coaching, is that, one, it gives us an opportunity to make a choice that's different than what we've made before, to get results that are different than what we've created before. And we get a partner in that whole experience. So that was a time when I actually applied this idea of not just having insight to myself, because the insight wouldn't have changed my situation. It was actually applying the insight and putting myself at choice in a way that was so scary that, I had to get a lot of support around it. So with that, I also want to share this cool announcement, which is that my program for creative entrepreneurs, my new revamped program, is opening up on Friday. So I'm going to be doing another Facebook Live talking about what it is, why I love it, how exciting it is, all of the bonuses that are going to come along with it. And I cannot wait to share it with you. If you have been thinking about leveling up your life, leveling up your business, and that's something that you're really serious about, this is an amazing opportunity, and I would be delighted to talk with you about it, and tune in for those Facebook Lives about the program, because it shares the wisdom, the ideas, the concepts, and it will share the choice points. I will be helping put all the people who participate at choice. They will be learning to put each other at choice, and it's going to be a big community around actually creating new results in your life and in your business. So again, stay tuned for a Facebook Live about that. The doors are going to open for that program on Friday, and I am super excited about it. So if you have any questions in the meantime, write them down, hold them for the next Facebook Live. I'll be doing that Facebook Live on Thursday. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.